What's up everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be jumping back into iRacing, and this is going to be the second edition of my track guide series. I think if you remember back to a month ago, I did a track guide for the USA 2000 Formula car around Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Well, we're going to be jumping over to the sports car series today. I'm going to be showing you how to take the Spielberg circuit, or the A1 ring, or the Red Bull ring, or whatever you want to call it, in Austria, in the Ford Mustang GT3 car. So, let's get straight into it. Get there, it's going to be up. Yes! Woohoo! There we are, yes. Oh, I'm having another accident, I'm over. That is why, that's huge. Okay, so here we are, travelling down the main straight at the Red Bull ring. Coming up to turn 1, you want to stay to the left as you rise up the hill. Now, you're able to cross the curbs with 2 wheels, and you will not get an X, and then you want to turn in at about the 50 board. Do not clip the yellow curb on the inside, and then that should allow you to swing out, get the car rotation, and make your way over to the curbs on the left-hand side there. But it's important that you do not, and I mean you do not, take the yellow curb on the outside, because it's a sausage curb and it will launch your car in every which way. Okay, so coming up to turn 3 now. This is the hairpin. Turn 2 isn't really a corner at all, so we don't need to worry about that. With turn 3, you want to be crossing the curbs like turn 1 with 2 wheels on the left-hand side, braking at about the 100 board, and then turning in at the 50 board and clipping the inside curb. Once again, not touching the yellow curb at all, because it will normally result in auto-rotating the car. Okay, so coming down to turn 4, this is quite a tricky corner as you're braking downhill, which means it's harder to pull the car up. Once again, crossing the curb with 2 wheels, braking just before the 100 board, and then turning in at the 50 board at speed. And you really want to make use of the inside curb, because that'll help with rotation. And then on the exit, swinging out to this exit curb, but do not touch the gravel under any circumstances, because usually you'll end up in that wall on the right hand side. Now, coming down to turn 5, you just want a small dab of the brakes on the way in, turning at the 50 board and crossing the curb with 2 wheels, and then making use of this curb on the inside, as it will help get the car turned in. Then you will want to swing out and use this curb on the outside, but careful not to get track limits there, as it's quite touch and go. Turning in when you hit the escape road for the national circuit for turn 8, and then straight lining yourself out without getting an X on this exit curb here. Now, the final two corners, you want a small dab of the brake at the 50 mark, and then 2 downshifts to make sure the car turns. Don't use the curb on the inside of turn 9, as it will usually fire you out off onto the runoff area. Using the curb here, but be very careful with track limits, because they will kill your lap right at the end. And then turning to make sure you do not hit the yellow curb on the inside, but using enough curb to turn the car. Swinging out to the curb out here, and then it's a straight run to the line. So, let's put that all together and see what a lap around the Red Bull ring looks like. Okay, so here we are, coming down into the final 2 corners. 4th gear there, small dropping down, using some of that curb, and then 3rd gear for the final corner. Now, getting on the power early, using the traction of this GT3 car to get early on the power down the main straight, crossing the line there. We're going to obviously gain a lot of time, because I was going quite slow now. Crossing the curb with 2 wheels, down to 2nd gear, clipping the apex on the inside, getting a small amount of oversteer, and using the curb on the left without using the yellow sausage curb on the exit of the corner. Staying close to the cones. Now, basically using this as a straight line through turn 2, keeping close to the inside, crossing the curb with 2 wheels, once again turning in early at the 50 board and swinging out, getting more oversteer, but not using that yellow curb on the inside of the hairpin. Now, as we head down towards turn 4, once again, using this in a straight line, going off to the left, putting wheels on the curbs, braking at the 100 board, turning in after the 50 board, and then swinging out. We used the curbs on the inside. We did not hit the gravel on the outside. Now, staying to the right as we head down towards turn 5, crossing the curbs, late braking, third gear with a downshift will help get the car rotated, using the curb on the outside, turning in right as we hit the escape road for the national circuit, and using all of this curb on the right hand side here, very nicely done through there, and then using a bit of the curb on the left hand side. Now, Fjokenrind corner, small dab of the brakes, 2 downshifts to make sure the car turns, using the curb on the outside without getting an X, downshifting one more time to second and getting on the power early as we come out of the final corner, and that is a lap in the Ford Mustang GT3 around the Red Bull Ring. It's a 134.109, so not horrendous, but if you want to be quick around the Red Bull Ring, that is a good starting point. So, thank you all so much for watching. Have an awesome day, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everybody.